It's November, and we gotta talk. Elrond's Launchpad, Maiar DEX, and a huge pump is expected. So, let's get started. Maiar Launchpad is getting kickstarted by the first Elrond-based project called Holoride, and it is backed by Audi. So, it is meant to transform every car ride into an experience of virtual reality so that you can enjoy a new virtual world while you travel in the backseat of your car and enjoy your travel to your destination. It's going to be $0.04 per token, and on the public sale, they're meaning to raise at least 2 million US dollars. Now, the timeline is here, and it is spanning till almost the end of November, and by 26th of November, you'll be able to claim your ride tokens if you get eligible, as in you get the lottery tickets, and you can, convert your EGLD and then get it. So there are some rules. Obviously, you need to have some L1 staked, and at the time of buying a lottery ticket, your KYC should be approved, and you need to buy your lottery tickets with respect to your tiers, and if you get lucky, you're gonna get tickets, and then for those tickets you can redeem ride by 26th of November. So this is the process. I'm not going into much details. I'll put in the link here, and there's also a very good guide by Carpton Stake YouTube channel, which is actually pretty amazing. Goes through everything you need to know about this entire project getting kickstarted on the Launchpad. So that's pretty much it on the first Launchpad project. Best thing about it is that it's the first project getting kickstarted on Maiar Launchpad. But this is just a start. There will be a lot more projects coming into Elrond-based blockchain setups, or Elrond-based projects that will come in Maiar Launchpad, and then you will need a lot of EGLD being staked. They might follow the similar tiers for the future, so you will need a huge amount of Elrond staked, as well as some available Elronds to buy the tickets. So if they follow the similar strategy on getting kickstarted on any new projects, then you'll need to have a lot of EGLD stake, or whatever amount that you're comfortable with, and some available EGLD to buy these tickets. So in my personal opinion, this is going to be huge over the time, and as soon as we see more adoption coming into Elrond is going to be more pricey, more valued, and then obviously it's going to be like a gold standard to keep, so that you can take part in these public sales just by holding Elrond, right? So I think it's a pretty amazing opportunity for all EGLD investors. Now I want to shift gears to Maiar DEX. We know that the CEO called the shots in October, that the Maiar DEX is coming in November, and we also saw the Battle of the Eels concluding this weekend to challenge and stress test the Maiar DEX. And we also saw this news that the MEX token is going to be valued at $0.00002, and that's going to be the start, right? And over time, as people get into it, as people farm, and as people buy MEX, it's going to obviously pump up. And we also saw the announcement that everything is on MEX getting multiplied by 1,000. We saw that video coming in, and and if you head over to the DEX itself, we're seeing like a lot of MEX are being claimed, and the EGLD MEX liquidity pool calculator tells you, let's say if you have 4 million MEX, then you need at least this much amount of EGLD to stake, and that's how you'll make a pair of EGLD MEX liquidity token, and then you'll yield with respect to that. Now, there's impermanent loss or loss that could happen with volatility, so be sure you know the risks before getting into this liquidity pools, but it's slowly getting there. Two big things coming in November. The first kickstart project coming in at Maiar Launchpad and this Maiar DEX. It's all good news coming in, right? So these two fronts are going pretty solid for Elrond. Now let's take a moment to review the technical roadmap of Elrond. So the Maiar Exchange was expected to launch in Q3 2021, but it got delayed, we all know, and it's now finally coming in November, and the Maiar Launchpad is surprisingly on track, right? They delivered. So even though they got late on the Maiar DEX, they're on track for the Maiar Launchpad. And the best thing is if they end up completing the DeFi 2.0 lending in synthetics, and by the end of December, that's going to be huge. Like a double pump, or a pump, rest, another pump in terms of price, but in terms of performance, in terms of the features, they're doing it slowly but carefully and potently, right? And it's pretty amazing to see that they're not falling behind, they're not lagging, they're continually struggling to make deliveries, which is good. Finally, let's talk about the EGLD's price. Let's take an analysis and kind of predict where are we going towards. So we see this ascending channel coming in since almost July, right? And June and July. So since that period, we're seeing this ascending channel. We've also broken that at some point in September. And again, we're following that till November. And there's no like falling wedges. That we haven't broken the borderline channel. And that's huge. And if you continue following this, and let's say, take a hypothetical example, that we follow this upper channel with that same slope, then in about 30 days, we're almost getting towards $400. Now, this is assuming that we're following this upper trend. We're just taking a rest here, going again, and we're just following the upper trend and we're not breaking it. But if you break, well, you saw what happened here, right? In a matter of days, we saw the huge pump from almost 160 to as high as 280, almost $100, $120 plus, right? So that could happen here once the Holoride kicks in, right? Around the end of November, in like 15 days or 10 days, you could see as high as $300, even earlier than 30 days, right? A huge pump and then a settlement period. So it's going strong. It's going very strong above the channel, almost at the top of the channel now. And it's, if you zoom in for the daily chart, it's just making this resistance on $309. It's just not those VIX. Okay, Bitcoin takes a vomit, it's okay, but it's making a good floor, right? And there's this resistance of $325 that we need to break and then shoot up the channel. So it's settling very nicely, which is showing a sign of accumulation, and nobody's selling, right? So I think there's going to be a huge pump incoming in a matter of days. So keep an eye. If you haven't bought enough EGLD already, this is the time. And if you're worried that you might get into loss, set some stop loss. Otherwise, just buy and hold, or just stake and enjoy, right? It's snowing out here, and yeah, just enjoy the day. So I think that's pretty much it on my take about everything. So let me know if there's anything you need to know about, or any questions, or what do you think about Elrond? Like, where are you seeing by the end of this year? Are you seeing this going towards $1,000, or are you seeing this more around $500? Let me know in the comments. So that's pretty much it for this video. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.